All right, so yeah, I want to talk about three things when it comes to quarterback play. Kind of three things we focus on in the stable. Just when you're training, whether it's with your coach, your dad, out in the yard with your QB trainer. Um, the three things, right? The first thing I want to talk about is focus and how we need to be kind of singularly focused during our training sessions. Um, Second thing, I want to talk about reaction and reactionary movements, drill environments that aren't predetermined. So we'll talk about reaction. And the third thing I want to talk about is throwing with a purpose. Um, Not just throwing, we'll dive into all these things, but throwing with the purpose at the top of the drill and not just throwing to guys on air. So the first thing, right, we're talking about singularly focus. Man, one thing I see a lot, and this applies for more than just football, right, is when our mind's racing and we're thinking about too many things. Um, and psychology actually tells us when you're trying to develop a new skill, the two things that are the most important are you got to have a lot of reps, you got to make errors, and the last thing that's important is you got to have one focus, right? Think about whether it's golf, football, business, life, relationships, right? When we're thinking about too much, especially when I'm working with my younger athletes, and you see that the head spinning, right? And they're thinking about the grip and they're thinking about foot strike or staying back, whatever it may be, and we're not getting good at anything. So one thing we try to do in every session is have one focus. That could be pre-snap, right? Maybe it's our posture that day. Maybe it's post snap, right? Maybe it's a foot strike. Maybe we're working on separation. But during the whole session, have one focus and get a lot of reps, right? And it's okay to make errors. But if you guys are trying to think about too many things, and I'm a victim of it, I'm trying to do too much in one session as a coach. I've seen in high school playbooks trying to do too much, right? Simplify, get one focus, get a lot of reps, and get a lot of errors, and that's how you get skill acquisition, right? That's for any different skill, dance, football, golf. So focus is a big part of what we do here, just having one single focus throughout the session. Awesome. Second thing I want to talk about, and second thing that we're kind of passionate about, and we like to do in our drill work is reactionary movements and reactionary training. And what I mean by that is, talk about reactionary movements, and no knock on what anyone else is doing. This is what I believe in, because I do believe the game, it's a reactionary type game, right? There's post snap, there's pre snap reads, and then movement happens, right? The D line, the O lineman, the receivers, we got rotation. So any drill we do, any movement we do, it's never choreographed and it's never predetermined. What I mean by that is I'm real passionate. If we're doing a movement drill, right? Never am I going to tell my quarterback what the movement is going to be, right? We're going to set up a drill where he has options based on what the DN does. Now, this seems simple, and I'm sure we've all set up drills like that, but it's not getting complacent and not forgetting to do that for every single drill. One of the drills I grew up doing, you still see it to this day, is the old school, the wave drill, right? Back, forward, right, left. And I'm sure there's some benefit to that drill, but I truly believe if we put our quarterback in an environment where a D lineman's forcing him to do those movements, it's going to translate more, especially when he does that and keeps his eyes on a receiver downfield. So any drill we do in the stable, we're going to have reactionary movement, and our throw is based on a reaction, right? So the second part of that is the throw type, right? A lot of times I see quarterbacks training out, and whether it's with a trainer, their coach outside, and they're clapping, or someone's telling them when to stop and throw. Well, I'm not going to be there on game day for my guy. So I truly believe in reactionary movements and reactionary throws. Even if it's the receiver's putting his hands up, personally, I believe his eyes downfield is going to be a better cue than me telling him when to throw. So reaction is a big part of what we do in our quarterback training. Last thing I want to talk about is throwing with a purpose. And cool thing about this is actually my old offensive coordinator in college is the one who kind of got me focused on this again. He was in town. He's coaching out in Japan now. And we were warming up, and we were just kind of throwing. And he brought me to the side. He's like, man, make sure you're throwing with always throw for accuracy in it. And it got me thinking that I wasn't doing that enough. Too many times during warm-ups, my guys were just throwing the bodies. Or at the top of drill work, we got a guy just standing there. And one thing we added to every single drill we do, every warm-up, every drill, is we have three types of throw we make. And that's what I talk about when I'm saying throwing with the purpose. So at the top of every drill, we'll either do three things. One, we'll throw away from leverage. It could be as simple as a cone. You could have a body. You could have a trash can. But having some sort of visual aspect of a defender and making our guys hit spots away from the defender, right? Shoulders, high throws, but making sure we're throwing away from leverage and actually being cognizant of that during the drill work. Second thing we do is some sort of reactionary throw. We call it our four-way go, where the receiver has four options: in, out, corner, corner, and the quarterback doesn't know where he's going to go. This is scramble type throws, broken play type throws, where the quarterback truly has to react, make a quick decision, switch his alignment, make a tough throw. So we got leverage, we got reactionary, and then the third type of throw we like making is some sort of timing throw, where they know what's coming. Comeback, corner, maybe we put up a window there, but put up a drill environment where the quarterback is forced to anticipate, throw with timing, get the ball off before the receiver. And the way we do that is we put the receiver's breaking point and make that receiver slightly behind that, force that, make it tough on them, right? Don't make it easy where they have all day. Force them to be on time, make them think about anticipation. But those are our three types of throws. And we're not just throwing to bodies. You're not just throwing to throw. We're always throwing with a purpose: leverage, reaction, and timing throws.